So students, this is the synopsis of the story complete, and this is an allegory of Oscar Wilde, and I already told you about what is allegory and what is the meaning of allegory. That means an absurd phenomena, that conversation it is going on between a statue, lifeless statue, between a statue and a bird. They are talking, they are speaking. Animals are speaking, flowers are speaking, plants are speaking. So that is called allegory. So this is an allegory of Oscar Wilde. Very nice and touching story. And we won't say that this is a tragedy. It is not a tragic story, because the story ends with a positive note. And what positive note? That both of them, Swallow and the Happy Prince, they have got the most precious place, that means heaven, in God's kingdom. They have become eternal. So the question is that what message does the author want to convey through the story? So I have written on my own, this is my own note. So listen to this note carefully. Don't note it down. You just assess yourself. Listen to me. And then when I will give you the question, you will write on your own. The story is an allegory. So through the story, the author has said that love and sacrifice are the most important values of human life and happiness. Human life and happiness comes to those who make others happy. Here in the story, the happy prince has distributed all his precious gems, gold, jewelries to the poor and the destitute for his own satisfaction. Then he became happy and felt solace. Solace means peace. S-O-L-A-C-E. Solace in his mind and soul. Mind and soul. And on the other hand, or you can say, and on the other side, Swallow had to move for Egypt. Swallow, he was migrating to Egypt to avoid the intense cold of that region. But he could not do so. He could have escaped from that situation, but he didn't do so. He supported Happy Prince throughout. Whatever the Happy Prince used to instruct him, used to request him, Swallow, he executed all his orders. And at last he became exhausted. He became so exhausted that he could not fly even. And he took his last breath at the feet of Happy Prince. Happy Prince's heart at that very moment broke into two pieces. It was cracked. He was filled with intense sorrow and melancholy because he had lost his bosom friend, Swallow. But what reward they got? When God announced, God instructed the angel, and at last they became eternal. Both of them became eternal. in the kingdom of God. They got the precious place, and that is paradise. So on the basis of today's lecture or today's lesson, guys, I'm going to give you some questions. Note down those questions. First question, question number 1. How was the mental state of the happy prince when all the precious gems and jewels were distributed? How was the mental state of the happy prince when all the precious gems and jewels were distributed? He was satisfied, happy, or he was filled with sorrow? That you have to write. Question 2. Why swallow could not migrate to Egypt? Why swallow could not migrate to Egypt? Question 3. Why the happy prince's why the happy prince's heart was cracked into 2 pieces? Why the happy prince's heart was cracked into 2 pieces? Question 4. What did the councillor and the mayor of the city do with the sculpture of the happy prince? I repeat, what did the councillor, councellor, what did the councillor and the mayor of the city do with the sculpture, sculptra, sculpture means statue, sculpture of the happy prince? Question 5. What ultimately happened with the statue of happy prince and the swallow? What ultimately happened with the happy prince and the swallow? Question 6. In the end of the story, what God announced amongst his, capital H, amongst his angels about the souls of happy prince and swallow? In the end of the story, what God announced amongst his angels about the souls? Because soul, why? Because they are no more. Souls of happy prince and swallow. What did God announce regarding them? And now, question number 7. Just now I have read before you, but you have to answer it on your own. Through the story, happy prince, within single inverted comma, through the story, the happy prince, by Oscar Wilde, within bracket, through the story, the happy prince, within bracket, Oscar Wilde. What does the author want to convey to the readers? Through the story, the happy prince, within bracket, Oscar Wilde, the author wants to convey to the readers. I have just read before you. So on the basis of today's lecture, today's lesson, I have already narrated the entire story, summary. So there are 2 characters, happy prince and the swallow. This is an allegorical story of Oscar Wilde, but through this allegorical story, the author has conveyed a message to the readers, and he has presented both the characters with an outstanding manner. And this story conveys the message of compassion, mercy, kindness, humanity, sacrifice, and love. So you can use my words if you want to, otherwise you are free to write. Don't take any pressure, don't take any tension. Whatever you feel on the basis of my lecture, you are free to write. So guys, till then, take care of yourself, stay home, stay safe. God bless you. Bye bye.